The Houston Rockets are having, akin to the Jacksonville Jaguars, a very disappointing season for a team that we thought were going to be good.
Yeah.
Can we agree on that? So they signed Carmelo Anthony, and what I'm amazed with today is from most outlets, it's like Carmelo is the reason they're bad. He's a piece of the pie. I don't know if he's the whole pie. James Harden's not having an MVP year. Chris Paul actually looks like he's 45 years old. Like, you want to throw this all on Carmelo Anthony?
Yes,
okay, fine. Like, whatever. Yeah, look, he's not having a good season. Newsflash, he didn't have a good season last year. Carmelo Anthony are discussing his role with the team and how the franchise and the 10-time All-Star forward still might be able to proceed together. Wrong, not happening. League sources told talks are ongoing. So through 10 games, Carmelo has missed more shots than field goals, assists, steals, and blocks combined. Let me read that again. Carmelo Anthony has missed more shots, 72, than the combination of field goals made, assists on the season, steals on the season, and blocks on the season. The Rockets are better, 15.4 points per 100 possessions better with him not on the court. I get it. He's not playing well, okay? Is it all his fault?
Absolutely not. Come on, man. Again, when they added him, it was an addition, not a savior, not someone to come in and again, they were Chris Paul in one game away from beating the Warriors last year, who of course were in the eventual champions, right? So it wasn't like, oh man, if we only had Carmelo Anthony last year, everything would have been put over the top, especially after the year that you said Carmelo Anthony had. This was a veteran addition.
Right.
Veteran minimum.
Completely.
Bring him in for some, I don't know what they all do with veterans all the time, but veterans come to do something for the entire roster, maybe it's your young guys, but they also lost guys. It's not just that. This isn't the exact same team, just with the addition of Carmelo Anthony.
That's a fair point. So losing Trevor Ariza,
absolutely.
Look, in my opinion, Trevor Ariza is like always that guy who's going to be on a championship team.
I'm amazed that he keeps sitting around so much.
He plays good defense. Aside from Game 7 last year, where he went 0 for 15 from 3, he still had like a really good playoff run. Not really good. It was a good quality playoff run.
You know who?
Is he real quick? Is he worth $15 million? No, I don't think so. Phoenix overpaid, but it is showing the sheer difference between an aging Carmelo Anthony and a $15 million per year player with Trevor Ariza. Because remember, they got Carmelo at the minimum. That's what they're doing to build around James Harden, is they're getting minimum salary veterans.
And I mean, okay, he had a bad Game 7. We're talking about Trevor Ariza.
Yep.
He had a bad Game 7, shot every three-pointer and over the basket, seemingly.
Yeah.
You know, maybe that wouldn't have happened again if Chris Paul was in the game. There's different personnel, creates different situations for certain guys. Maybe he felt he had to do more, and he was in those positions that maybe Chris Paul wouldn't have had him in if he was on the floor with him. It's those things just change, and it wasn't like.
But considering that he's a veteran, I understand your point. But considering that he's a veteran and he's been around the league for so many years and played with Kobe and others, I would think that, Chris Paul not being there has a negative effect on the entire team because he's a Hall of Famer. But still, Ariza's got to put the ball in the basket.
Yeah. And someone else mentioned they've also lost Luke. Luke
Bashar Mbah a Moute. Mbah
a Moute. I wasn't a huge fan of his when he played for the Clippers, but you know what he does do well? He plays defense.
He plays defense, yes. And that's something Carmelo Anthony does not do, that we could also agree on. So asked what role he sees for Anthony moving forward, Mike D'Antoni said what he was doing. Melo's been great. What he's been doing is backing up the 4. Yeah, agreed. So while the Rockets are listing him out with an illness, this is where it's really interesting. Reports came out Saturday night saying Anthony and the team have had discussions about his future with the team, which has led to speculation about the real reason behind his absences. Rockets head coach Mike D'Antoni and GM Daryl Morey have not given any comment on the situation. Let's also be real about the Rockets that really matter. Harden, bad. 7 of 27 from the floor in that game. Chris Paul playing like he's 30, like I said. The season after signing a 4-year, $160 million extension for Chris Paul, PJ Tucker has lost his fire. Gerald Green is shooting 36% from the field, 25% from 3, which means he shouldn't be in an NBA rotation. Eric Gordon's hitting 33% of his shots. seemingly been frozen by the trade rumors, despite the fact that he's been shadowed by them for almost a decade. Look, this is so true. They're not a cohesive unit right now. We can state the obvious.
There's something mental
It's just
that's
not
going on,
Carmelo.
it seems like. Yeah, it seems like if this is spread across the whole locker room. I'm not blaming D'Antoni, but sometimes coaching is part of what happens when teams start not a full team of players that are great players suddenly forget how to play. Something else is going on, and who knows? Maybe it's hard to tell, but that's where I begin to think it is. I think they need headbands. Mental change. Come on.
The Chicago Bulls banning headbands clip is what he's talking about.
Squeeze those brains tighter.
Yeah. Is that what Lute Olson said? What a douche. All right. Where does Carmelo go? Let us know. Comment section below. Subscribe to 2X.
Does he go?
Does he go? Does he stay or does he go?
If you made it to the end of this video, mazel tov. If you want to see more, hit the bell and hit subscribe. Why don't you?